What does it take for a quorum?
It says it on here.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Tom Schmitz. I'm the Chair of the Sister Cities Commission for the City of New Ulm, and I'm calling the meeting to order, our monthly meeting, first Monday of the month, every month. This is November 4th at 5:15, and in the council chambers at City Hall. So welcome. And then what we'll do is, through our roll call, we'll just have everyone introduce themselves, and we'll start over here on my left with Ron. Introduce yourself into the microphone, please.
Ron Wendinger.
Carolyn Marty Smith.
John Vorwerk.
Tom Schmitz.
Ellie Sweeney.
Dick Seaboth.
Kathleen Backer.
All right, thank you. So we do have a quorum, and we're going to continue on with the meeting. As everyone has seen in the agenda packet, we are in need of a scribe or a secretary-type position. We need a person to take notes during our meetings. And I hope you've all had a chance to think about that. Of course, myself as chair cannot do so, and the vice chair, Commissioner Seaboth is vice chair, correct?
Yes.
So the two of us are unable to act as scribe or note taker. Do we have anyone interested in stepping up to the note taker, scribe, secretary position for us at this time?
I'd like to nominate my good friend. Ellie, would you be interested in this? Ellie Sweeney, I think, would make an excellent secretary.
I wanted to kind of get the feel for the group before I became somebody that was official.
Do it today and see if, don't you
Another
think that's a
thing
good
we
idea?
can do, yes, we can table this because our next meeting in December will be to formalize the officers for next year of 2025. So if Mrs. Sweeney's not interested in taking on that position for a year, we would like to see if anyone's willing to take notes for this meeting as a interim note taker.
I'll be an interim note taker.
Good.
Excellent.
Okay. Thank you, Ellie.
Is there a form that they take notes on? Okay. Okay.
Thank you. It would just be.
Have our attendance.
I got it right now.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ellie, for taking notes at this meeting. All right, so we will continue to have the election of 24 officers on the agenda. In our December meeting, we'll have to take formal action for the 2025 officers. The next item on the agenda, item 4.1, is approval of the minutes. Everyone has seen the minutes in the packet. I would entertain a motion to approve the October 7th, 2024 minutes.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes.
I'll
you.
second.
Commissioner Vorwerk motioned, and Commissioner Marty Smith has seconded. Any discussion at all in the minutes? If no discussion, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Silence. So that motion approves unanimously with the minutes approved and adopted from October 7th, 2024. The next item, 5.1, is the financial reports with the date ending Halloween, October 31st, 2024. Everyone has had a chance to see those in the agenda packet. I would entertain a motion to approve the financial reports dated October 31st, 2024.
So moved.
We've got a motion by Commissioner Seaboth. A second, please.
I'll make that motion to second it.
Second, Commissioner Vorwerk, thank you. Any discussion on the motion on the table, which is the financial reports? Any comments or discussion? If not, we'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. No one's opposed. Unanimously approved the financials. Thank you very much. We'll move on to item 5.2 in the financial section, and that is to approve payment from our special fund, the 830 fund, to Carolyn Smith for photos placed in the kiosk at Hans Yost Park in the amount of $24.18. I would entertain a motion to approve that, please.
So moved, and a thank you as well for taking the time and effort to keep that kiosk updated.
We have a motion and a thank you from Commissioner Seabuth. The second,
I
please.
put Denny's statue picture in there. I made that. Yeah. Yeah, the Lion Man.
Second to the motion, please. Thank you, Commissioner Winiger. Second, any discussion? Carolyn, thank you again, and you've got some of those photos are from Mr. Warda?
Yeah, we took it he came last time and he brought his lion, the Almer lion, and so I took a picture of that and I took a picture of Denny presenting it to us and put both of those up.
Thank you, thank you.
It has to be current.
Yes, thank you. Any other discussion or comments related to the motion on the table? I again thank you very much, Carolyn, for that work, and we will now vote on the motion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Again, thank you very much, Carolyn. Now we move on to old business, 6.1, a potential possible German language day camp in 2025 next year that we have done occasionally in the past during previous summers on occasion. So you have a number of documents in the packet. And you know, any subcommittee meeting has to be scheduled in advance and held here and televised and recorded by NewCat. And so we need a few days advance warning to get it into the system. Any subcommittee meeting on this. I think we have, there was some information about the committee members. I think we are down to a committee of one officially. Is that true?
That's what it looked
We got, because Elaine and Lori have resigned, so Carol and Marty Smith is our sole official member of the German Language Camp Subcommittee. Have we had anyone else email or call or phone to?
I think you did, didn't you?
Lisa Pelzel?
Commissioner, you talked.
At the last meeting, you-
Yeah, you talked to the Engelberger.
I have done a little work on this endeavor. I'm sitting on the Hans Yost Exchange Committee with Counselor and Commissioner Larry Mack. So I don't think I should be on two subcommittees. But we do need, I'd say, at least a couple more people, maybe three more people on this subcommittee, if we're going to have an opportunity to possibly.
Well, the chair and the vice chair are ad hoc members of all committees anyway.
Correct. But I still think we need at least two more members to step up and say.
So
we're
Mrs. Sweeney
sh-
has volunteered.
Okay, Ellie Sweeney's on that subcommittee, fantastic. The recognition subcommittee is John Vorwerk and Brian Filzen, so they're busy. Ron is slated on the advertising committee with Jeremy Reed. So we do have a few people not here today. We'll have to see if they can step up on at least one of these subcommittees. So what should we talk about at this moment related to the summer potential child language day camp?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Commissioner.
The-
Seabuth.
significant need is to get a person to coordinate / teach the program. And until that happens, we're not moving forward. And I do think that needs to be accomplished within this calendar year, November, December, if at all possible. And one of the integral parts of enticing someone to coordinate this program might be the stipend that the commission would offer for such services. So I do think that should be on the table. I think somewhere between $500 and $1,000 to put this program together is what the market should be bearing at this point in time. It's a bit of an undertaking, and times have changed. It's been 11 years. It'll be a dozen years since we last held such a program, and my guess is that the stipend was probably $500 12 years ago. So,
Does anyone have a feel for the interest, or what kind of interest there is in this program? I mean, are we going after something that is really not of interest much in the community? And should we be pursuing it if there's not a lot of interest? You know, like you said, it's been 12 years. So lots changed since that time, you know, and I don't know if, now, is German language, is it taught up at the high school?
public does teach it anyway.
Pardon?
It is at the public high school.
It is. Okay, because I know when my kids went, they were still, I was just wondering if it's still being offered.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Weniger. I think it's important to know whether or not we may have potential customers, so to speak, or students.
Right.
I completely agree with Vice Chair Seabooth on the fact of the matter that we need one or more adults to step up and lead this language camp and teach the students. I would also add officially on the record that we've got a number of documents in the packet from which have been used in the past on this program. But I firmly believe that we don't have to do exactly what we've done in the past. I think if the new instructor or group of instructors and leaders, I think we'll do anything they want to do, you know, within reason. And we can frame the program in any way that they would like it framed. And that we don't want to give them, you know, the program or the agenda or the syllabus. We'd like them to be leading on how they think it should be done, is one of my thoughts. Any other comments?
Do they have,
Go
excuse
ahead,
me.
Ellie.
Do they have to be a professional teacher, or could it be one of our past exchangees that went to Germany that might
I would
want
say
to
no.
do
It
that?
does not have to be a professional licensed teacher. I would say no. Mayor Backer, you were going to comment also?
Kind of piggyback on what Commissioner Weniger said, and that is, along with the planning process, I would suggest that we say there's a minimum. Let's say you only get 3 people, would you still do it? So I think you have to establish right up front what that minimum would be as far as registrations.
I agree.
In response to, excuse me, Ron's question, I genuinely think there is an appetite for such activities. There have been learning situations offered during the summer by the Historical Society and other groups, and it seems that it's with the that the interest is out there for activities for the youth during the summer months, and seem to be supported. If you look at the activities that are sponsored by the Park and Rec, which you might know something about, I think there is an appetite in the community for such activities.
I would agree with that, Vice Chair Seabooth, and I don't think that should hold us back at this point in time at all. I completely agree with a leadership group, a teaching group that would be willing to take this on. That's the key necessity at this point in time. Any other comments or discussion?
I think the only way we're going to be able to gauge the interest is just go through the process, get it, we're going to have to get that all set up, and that's the only way we're going to find out, so.
So we have Commissioner Marty Smith and Commissioner Sweeney on the subcommittee. We have room for one or more members of the subcommittee. And of course, as Vice Chair Seabuth has mentioned, the chair and vice chair are ad hoc members of all committees. So I think we need to work hard diligently in the next 2 months. And you know, it's holiday season. That might be hard to pin people down and get any sort of commitment. This may roll into January and the new year. I don't know, but I think that's the key component at this point in time, is to start talking and seeking for at least 2 adults who are willing to lead this summer program. Any other comments or discussion on this topic?
I have an idea for how we could maybe gauge some interest. Remember, was it the last meeting when we decided that we were going to ask the Journal to do a lifestyle section on sister cities? Okay. So you've all seen what I sent out to everybody, and I sent it to all the people that I had access to, and I would imagine some of you did. Dick went and got information about the beginning of the Hans Jost. Is that what you sent them? I didn't see what Dick sent, but
Well, actually, it was, it's the history of the relationship.
Right.
Starting with the donations from the community to Ulm and Neu-Ulm after/during World War I. And explain the documentation I presented to the Journal explains how that has morphed into a classic sister cities relationship that we have presently. So it covers that time up to probably the 70s, maybe even into the 80s. Didn't see where the cutoff point was, so.
So my point for Lifestyles is, if he does indeed do a spread for us, I sent a bunch of pictures. I sent every person that responded to me. I sent them either the original copy, or I put a couple of people, they only wrote short little pieces. I put that all together. You all saw it on the note I sent to you. So I put that all together and I sent it off to Clay. Now, I've not talked to Clay since then, since he got all the information, but if he's going to do a lifestyle spread for us, I don't know if he is, I assume, he told me he was going to, then we could put in there something about German summer camp. I mean, maybe we could add that. Is there any interest in doing a German summer camp? I'd be happy to, use my email address, one of my email addresses, and let people write to me if they have an interest in that. And maybe we could gauge whether or not we will be able to have that. That might be a way of asking them without paying the Journal to put something in.
Well, it'd be a
Does
great
that make
closing paragraph to the whole
a
article.
little thing we will have. Does that work? I mean, does that sound like it would work?
Yes, I think that's a brilliant idea, and we just need to work with our media outlets, both the Journal and KNUJ, when it comes to promoting our programs and our opportunities. So we'll just have to see how the timing comes together on that also.
Because that was the point of it, right? That we wanted to get people to be interested in the application process, which starts in January. Am I correct? That's why we're doing this, right?
Oh,
Wasn't
yes,
that
the Hans Jost Exchange Program has already opened up.
Right.
For applications, and yes, so we.
So now if we get that and we add that in, I would be happy to work something up and run it past everybody, and then we can send it off to Clay, and he can add that to because I'm not going to write the article. Clay's doing the writing of the article. I just sent him the information.
Correct, and we don't know the timeline on the publishing, too. He
said
could be booked out.
He did say he was booked that way, but he said he thought November is when he was going to put it in. Was the soonest he could.
Okay, that'd be wonderful, because, next year's Hans Jost Exchange Program deadline application for outbound participants is the end of the year, New Year's Eve. So that's just
That
less
should
than 2
work
months
nicely
away.
if it all goes
Yeah,
together.
So, okay. All right, well, the subcommittee's got work to do when it comes to locating 2 or more leaders, instructors of a youth language day camp. So there's no action necessary on this agenda item. The stipend and the finances, I think, can be discussed later, and dependent upon a number of factors. So unless someone thinks there's need for action, I don't see a need for action at this meeting. Okay, we'll move on to item 6.2. To discuss and possibly view the Hans Yost Cultural Exchange video created by NewCat and Mr. Gary Klemick. So, Mr. Klemick, could you please step up to the microphone, the podium there, state your name and address for the record, and carry on with your presentation, please.
My name is Gary Klemick. I live in New Ulm, up in Payne Street. And when I was a member of the Sister Cities Commission, we were working on an introductory video, a short one. It started out originally about 3.5 minutes. We have it down to about 1.25 minutes or so. And to give you a perspective where we're thinking of putting it, I believe you've already seen what was mailed out, the brochure, and I think a single page might go that counselors get and they put up on their bulletin board for students to see, and it has a QR code, which the students then, if they're interested, click on it, and then what comes up is the verbiage that you probably see there. And where we're suggesting of maybe putting this video would be right after where program overview is, and you'll see that right there I have underneath it says learn more. And we could put when there, what I'm thinking of putting in there would be probably a picture of the commissioners where you're out in front of the City of New Ulm sign. And so, and then there would be the button right on it, just like when there is for Bridget and Eveline, there's a, click in the center of that one for that actual interview. So what we put together is really very short, because if they really want more information about it, the interview probably goes 10 minutes or maybe even longer on it. So Mr. Sherman unfortunately told me that the most recent draft did not transmit over, but then we'll talk about the draft that we have here, and he has it, I believe, set up that we could take a look at this time and see what it looks like. Most of it, it'll be, certainly my words will not change, but it might be some pictures might change here. So, yeah, if we're ready. Greetings from the New Ulm Sister Cities Commission. Since 1988, we've sent more than 35 young people to work in the city of Ulm. Maybe louder, please. Most of the time has worked to stand.
Mr. Klemick, this is an incredible effort. Thank you so much. Who else is responsible? I mean, we're going to see the entire video, but until we get it going, or maybe it's going to be rolling here shortly.
Well, hopefully. It's not a professional job, but as close as we can as an amateur doing it, right? So between NewCat and I,
Greetings from the New Ulm
and gathering
Sister
some
Cities
information.
Commission. Since 1988, we've sent more than 35 young people to work in the city of Ulm, Germany. Most of the time has worked the standard hours that normal employees have, and that allows plenty of time to visit the city in evenings and the surrounding countryside, even other countries, on the weekends. Some of the businesses that I've worked in have been in manufacturing, in K through 12 education. They've worked in banking, in legal departments. Some have worked for museums, art galleries, and many, many more businesses. On our website, you'll find an interview of recent participants in the program, which may answer some more questions you might have. If you are interested in applying for this program, it is open between November 15th and December 31st. Application will be found on our site during that time, and once completed, they can be sent to the contact information found on our website. During January, those applications will be reviewed. Once the commission has reached an agreement, the applicant will be contacted, and upon agreement by them, all other applicants will receive a notification of the results of the commission. So on behalf of the Sister Cities Commission, we wish you great success in whatever career you choose and hope to see your application soon. So that's it, kind of short and sweet, cut it down. We thought maybe their attention span isn't real long, so we just get it up there short. So I can comment on a few of the next version, which I guess we have to decide if because I know we want it out soon. I should have been here
a month ago, sorry. But whether all of you see the version before it then gets put on the website, or I don't know if you want to wait until the next meeting, because that'd be halfway through the sign-up. So, but some of the changes, like I said, the picture of the Sister Cities Commission would probably be in the very beginning. And that'd be the one they'd see on that page that you have there that they could click on. And then when I start in with the words, beginning in 1998, then it would come back to me for a little bit. We do have a change of a couple of the pictures, like instead of the picture of the river and Ulm would be a picture of the Munster, and in front of it is a sign that was there that said Ulm. And then we have, when I mentioned in there, there's a picture of just some houses that are kind of brown. Well, we have a picture of John Briggleman, and I believe is his host, and they're standing, and behind them is the Neuschwanstein Castle. So when we make reference to it's not all work and no play sort of thing, they can go visit the countryside and see that. Also, some other changes you probably saw when I talked about the interview. It's kind of off the bottom of the screen. We want to get that up in the center of the screen. So you see that's, it's just cosmetic things more or less. The words aren't going to change because I don't want to stand in their suit and talk about it again on it. And also the contact information, we might leave up there a little longer in case they're writing it down, even though they can go back to the website and see that again also. There were a couple of times where words were misspelled, like the name of a couple businesses. And I thought where you saw the list of businesses scrolling, we might put behind some of them that is manufacturing, or that it's so that they see an English word connected with the business. I think Dynamar Chrysler was the first one. They probably know what that is, so we won't put it behind it, but we might put pharmaceuticals or whatever that business is, just brief and maybe smaller print right next to that. So that's basically what it looks like, but I said this is not quite the final draft, but we'd like to get that final draft as soon as possible to you. And however you'd like to get it, whether we email each of you a copy of it or have Lisa email each of you a copy. And then maybe if it looks close enough, or if you want to wait for a vote till then, or if it looks close enough now, and I don't know if you need a vote or to have it put on there, or whatever your decision is, but this is where we're at the moment.
Outstanding. That's great, Gary Klimek. Thank you very much. I would definitely support this getting out as soon as it's done. I don't
I'll
think,
make a motion to that effect, that the enhanced video be up and running as soon as possible. I'm fine with what you have there. The ideas certainly will make it even better, and I'd move that it gets posted. We have authority to have it posted as soon as possible.
good motion, Vice Chair. Second to the motion, please.
I'll second that.
Okay, we got a second. Any discussion on the motion on the table?
So if I might add one thing, so the things that we put in there, if you saw the interview that's on there, we go through about 20 questions that we had. And so this is all stuff that after that interview was done, I said, well, there really are some things that people don't really know about it, like how many have actually gone through the program. So that little 1 minute thing is like a little add-on of additional information that isn't in the interview, so just.
Outstanding. That's great. Outstanding. Okay, we'll vote on the motion on the table. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much, Gary Klimek, and we'll get this promotional opportunity out there as soon as possible. It's a very key, our premier program for our Sister Cities Commission and our exchange program. Thank you. The next item on the agenda, 6.3, is just notice that, the publicity has gone out. It's been mailed to a variety of schools and colleges, sent to the media for publication, and it's posted on the city's website and Facebook page. I have pulled it up, just now on the city's website. So it's out, and we want to make sure we get as many applications as possible before the end of the year. Any comments related to item 6.3? There's no business necessary, no action necessary there. We'll move on to new business. Item 7.1, our annual recognition award. And so I will turn it over to Mr. John Vorwick, who's on that subcommittee for us.
Well, okay. We will, Brian and I are going to go and try and come up with a couple of recipient ideas, and of course, we need help with that, if anybody has any suggestions. The recipients prior to this are, there is a list here, so we don't double up. It also gives you an idea of kind of what people are being recognized. So it can be anybody, it can be a person, it can be a group, it can be a business. And after I meet with Brian, we'll have to set up a date and then okay that with Lisa.
Yes, as far as a date for the annual recognition award ceremony recognition. Normally, that's held in January, according to our packet. And so we'll expect our subcommittee to come, I presume, next meeting with a recommendation that we'll vote on. Any commission members or members of the public that want to submit ideas or potential nominees, please forward that to any of us here on the commission or the administrative office upstairs, Lisa Pelzel, and we'll make sure it gets forwarded to the appropriate people and the subcommittee.
Who did the latest exchange you work with when they were here this year?
The inbound
Or the
participants?
one that was just
The host
here?
family?
Yeah, or not the host family, but the host
Worked
business.
at Park and Rec, right?
At the Park and Recreation Department with the
And
city.
they've been recognized already, I
Yes.
think. I just have to
Yes,
remember.
you can see the last, page 17 of our packet, 17. The New Ulm Park and Rec Department was recognized in 2009. So there's the list. And I agree with Commissioner Vorwerk that we probably don't want to repeat giving the award to a same entity or individual that has received it in the past, unless that's something that the subcommittee or the commission desires. Okay, so no action necessary, but think about what potential date for that recognition in January. I don't know if it would be held in conjunction with our normal meeting, the first Monday of the month.
I believe that's what we've done in the
Yeah,
past.
so that's coming up quickly. We would need to coordinate that well before the end of December, as far as the date, time, and location, if it's going to be with our January meeting. Okay, anything else on that topic? All right, we'll move on to item 8. It's kind of our last item on the agenda. Are there any announcements or anything that anyone would like to mention before I adjourn the meeting? The only thing I'd like to point out is that the mayor's been working hard, as always, filling our various boards and commissions. And we're hoping that the city council tomorrow authorizes Tony Bernick to join our commission. And then we will, we have one individual who's going to be stepping down at the end of the year, Mr. Jeremy Reed. And so we will have a need to fill that vacancy to keep our commission full at its membership level of 11 members, 11 commissioners. So if you have any ideas, forward those ideas to Mayor Backer, please, for anyone interested in joining as a member of our commission.
I'd like to mention how thrilled I am that Mrs. Sweeney agreed to join our committee. That was a coup d'etat on my part. And I know she's going to be great, and I know she's going to really like working on our committee on Sister Cities. She'll be perfect for it. She is perfect for it.
I agree. Thank you. Thank you. All right, any other comments, announcements, or topics before I adjourn this meeting? Okay, with nothing else, no other further business, I declare this meeting adjourned.